Hello and welcome to the RP Geeks. You are joining us for chapter 2 of Urchins! Exclamation mark.
Urchins!
Oh yeah, we were supposed to say it. So
Urchins!
okay,
Come guys.
3,
That was
2, 1.
Urchins!
Urchins! So
That was so out of sync.
Yeah, that was.
Before we
really
started,
need to
we
work on
actually
it.
said that if they were at the same time, I would give them advantage on stuff or have them automatically succeed. And wow, I'm not saying that was a test, but you failed the test.
Oh no!
You failed the test. I will not. I will not. And link later, it's fine. We are here with chapter 2. Right. So, we've got an exciting game. We've got a shenanigan with Scrabble Urchins! Exclamation mark. Still didn't. I was expecting something. I don't know.
Hand gestures.
Maybe there's just a delay. Oh dear. Okay. I think I might be on a bit of a delay here. So apologies. Let's see how much that holds out.
Tiny one.
Yeah, sad times. My name's Shamini, and I am GMing or fate weaving the story today. I use she/her pronouns, and I'm an RP geek. And I am joined by fellow RP geek Fiona.
Yes, hello, my name is Fiona. I use she/her pronouns as well. I am playing one of the erstwhile Urchins, which I'm very excited for. And I think I am great because my character Edie has finally got a job, and she definitely doesn't need the help of these two chuckleheads. I'll be fine, thanks.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
We have we've also got two exciting guests today. Zack, who are you?
Hi, I am Zack. I use he/him pronouns, and I am playing Theo, who has a very good memory and doesn't forget anything. Separate to that, he also has peculiar powers to manipulate metal and mechanical things. Blah, 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 blah. That's me.
And Folarin.
Hello, my name is Folarin. I also use he/him pronouns. He/ham pronouns. Yes. I don't know what that means, but enjoy that.
He/ham. I love he/ham.
I'm a vegetarian, so actually I don't enjoy he/ham anymore. I used to love it. Oh my gosh. Ugh, a good he/ham sandwich. I am playing Will, your resident ne'er-do-well but well-meaning urchin who has the ability to read the memories and history of objects that he touches, and also to scupper the plans of well-meaning GMs up and down this good country.
That's just a side effect, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no. We lost Shamini.
Are you there, Shams?
Well, I know what we need. Have you lost me again?
We did, but you're back.
I think in that case, given that I keep freezing,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a little bit rubbish. So I'm going to ask you guys to vamp with an
Excellent.
impromptu something. Could be a law, could be a musical number.
Ooh.
Rejig.
I thought
don't
you'd
let me
never
down.
ask.
All right.
worried.
Fiona, Folarin,
Marshall.
roll me initiative.
Yeah, great.
All right, yeah, you go, Shams. Don't worry, we'll sort you out. right,
So obviously
initiative.
we're going to do the tap dance that we choreographed, right? Now's the
This
time
is
to do
for,
it.
that's what the initiative is for, right?
Oh, sure.
Wait.
Right.
Now, my question is: are we using the D20 initiative, or are we using some D6 shenanigans?
Oh gosh.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Roll me your flight, and whoever gets higher gets to go first.
All right.
Oh, okay, that works,
okay.
that
We'll
works.
use
Yeah.
the kids on bikes.
All right,
stuff.
all right,
Fine.
all right.
My flight is a D8 plus. 2.
I suspect I would have to do really bad. I have a D12 and a +1, so things would have to go very badly for me to not beat you.
Well, I look
hold
forward to it.
on.
I'm very curious. I know what I've rolled, but I'm curious what Folarin's going to roll.
Oh, that's disappointing. That is a 5.
Well, I rolled a 10.
Jeez.
So,
Okay. All right.
the spotlight hits a young, blonde, much looking like this urchin to my left,
Yeah.
or my right, according to where it is on the
Yep.
stream, as he looks up into the bright light of the stage and begins to sing the urchin song. And behind him, as the lights come up, are two erstwhile urchins who begin to tap dance.
Yep.
Okay, can I
Folarin,
roll
what does
to
your
do a good
tap
job?
dance look like?
So here's the thing about my tap dance. Yeah, it's sort of drawing from the fundamentals of sort of American jazz tap.
Ooh.
Obviously, but it's also drawing elements of sort of contemporary modern lyrical. It's very like flowy. It's very story driven. It's very narrative. So there's a lot of emotion in this. Can I roll to see if it's good?
Yeah, roll me. In fact, I'm gonna say, roll charm.
Okay, roll charm. Yeah, that's great, cool.
Right.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you?
Oh.
There we go. Okay, that's a 3.
Folarin, unfortunately, I didn't set DC.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Bad. Quick, re-roll, Folarin. He didn't set a DC.
No, I just think for this time, unfortunately, the DC was 6. So, so unfortunately, Will, what does it look like as Will falls on his face in the opening number of Urchins the musical?
I think he's going for a really dramatic moment where he sort of is going to like tap, go on point, and then kind of go into like a sort of like knee across the floor, kind of do one of those, and it just all goes wrong. His limbs get caught up under him, his jacket gets involved, and he just trips over and lands flat on his face.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Eddie, you're up next.
Can I just say, this feels like it's like meanwhile in Urchins, and like Theo is always like running games and like, this doesn't seem fair. He goes, no, them's the rules.
No, this is how it goes.
That's how we do it.
What are you trying to do with your dance number?
So my dance number, I'm seeing all this stuff happen, and I'm like, okay, I get out all my pigeons, and they do like a cool sort of march along, and they all tap that one sort of clawed foot over the other, and I'm behind them in a top hat and a stick that I found, and I'm just going with them, and I've got pigeons on the top on the stick as well. So
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. You can roll me charm as well.
What's the DC?
The DC is 6. Just to keep
not even a lower DC, because the pigeons are sort of doing a lot of the work.
Roll me a D6 to represent your powers, and if you get a 3 or higher, I'll lower the DC.
It's a 6.
Okay. All right. DC 3.
Great. Guess what? In charm, I have a D20 plus 1. So
you could have halved it.
No, I wanted to roll. It's an 11. I win.
Describe how this goes spectacularly well.
There's a bit at the end where it's like, there's like a big sort of crescendo, and I just go, pigeons! And they just all go out, and there's feathers for everyone, and a little bit of poop on someone that's like booing at the back. They looked a lot like Theo. Just poop on their head. No. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, I think as the number crescendos and we're all singing in harmony the Urchin song, Theo's going to attempt to do like a classic tap number, like da 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 da, and I'm gonna roll my charm.
Okay,
that's a 2.
DC. No, it's 20.
No. The DC is gonna be 6, the same as the rest of you.
No.
The DC for me is
but this
6,
is actually
the
too
same as you. I'm
so
keeping myself honest.
I
rolled a 2. I think maybe Theo just rolls an ankle and falls into the orchestra pit.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
What a terrible.
And I think in that moment when you're sort of down there, Will kind of looks up from his position, looks over at Edie, who's really killing it right now, and just kind of goes, "Urchins will begin."
Let's hear you,
we throw and coming and descending from the stage with wings of beautiful gold feathers is the one and only Shamini Bundell, who begins her show.
You hear a voice a really, really sexy, gorgeous.
Wow.
It's my
Such a
voice.
sexy
Oh my
voice.
gosh,
So
she's so
sexy.
sexy.
It's me. And you find yourself transported, no longer sat in a sort of uncomfortable theatrical seat, no longer aware of the audience around you. As the lights dim, it's like the whole of the theatre melts away, and instead you see London. You see that skyline, the chimneys and the buildings. You can smell it in the air, the smog and the pollution and the dirt. It's night, and a cool chill runs through you. And Will, your hand is resting on a soft, velvety tablecloth, just casually brushing against it, and you are hit with a wave of grief, a sadness, and joy. And it's not just one memory that you're getting from touching this object. It's not just a single person's emotions burnt into this cloth. It is over and over again. People sat around this table, this little house that you're in, feeling loss, feeling hope, trying to communicate with someone who is no longer here. We're going to pause there, and we're going to do a quick recap of what happened in chapter 1, because I did promise that we would. It's been 2 weeks away. Actually, now that I think of it, that's what I should have suggested. That would have been better.
Yeah, that we recap.
Yeah, that would have.
I like
That would have
our
been good,
show
wouldn't
that
it?
we
Yeah.
did better. Sean.
Was
I
it
like
good?
what we're
Okay,
doing.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it,
you
yeah, it
didn't
was
say
probably
you were
better.
there.
It was probably better. It was
We've
probably
now
better.
created law, Shamini, where
Okay.
Theo runs a role-playing game for Will and Eddie, and we
Oh.
do not like it.
No.
Wrong rules.
See, this is interesting because you interpreted it as I interpreted it as we have a very rich inner life where we just perform in a London cabaret sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite sweet.
And is it real or is it surreal? Who knows?
So in chapter 1, which will be represented in the next cabaret, maybe, the story told, we met our 3 urchins.
Urchins!
Edie and Will. Yeah, urchins. There we got it. Living their lives in London. Will on a delivery for his boss, I suppose, Jonathan. He technically works for the library, but Jonathan is the head of the so-called literary society there, and they are a bunch of revolutionaries. Sent Will to go deliver some cigars to a posh house of a nice donor. Will wanted to see in the house, was miffed at a butler, fell into the light well out the front.
Well, hold on. So I want to be clear. It's
Yeah.
not that he was miffed at the butler. He
Yeah.
was miffed at class injustice.
No, I don't think that's true.
Sure. He was sorry. Will, really miffed at class injustice, decided he wanted a better look in this house. Ended up sort of accidentally breaking in, and found a very interesting letter, which he's currently hiding in his hat. Meanwhile, Theo, played by Zack, was on a job in a post office with Sean Sally and Mr. Tanner, their landlord / Zack's employer.
Yeah.
Yeah, who takes money out of Theo's pay to cover some portion of the rent. The job went well, and after they got paid, Theo decided to nick Sally's share of
Obviously.
well, some of
Obviously.
it. Went and pickpocketed Sally because Sally's kind of
She was a
annoying.
dick.
Sally
She
was a
wasn't very nice, yeah.
Meanwhile, Edie, gazing wistfully into shop windows, got nearly caught by Beadle Skinner before a fortuitous rescue by a richer, more important person who needed the Beadle's attention. Met her friend Eleanor at the church warden while she was trying to look sad with ducks. And Eleanor gave her a little job. Why don't you go help out my friend Mrs. Morte? Here's the very clear address.
Yep.
With no issue, they all managed to reconvene and go and find Mrs. Morte, who turned out to be a medium. They walked in towards the end of a seance and were asked by Mrs. Morte to go and find a fancy lady and convince her that Mrs. Morte really was communicating with her dead husband.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you guys remember it?
Yeah,
I'd say
right.
so.
How exactly were we meant to convince the lady something about
To tell
ducks?
her about the duck.
It was something
To
about
tell her that he was supposed to sell the duck, in fact.
yeah.
No, I thought he wasn't.
No, I thought he didn't want to, but she was like,
she
no, you
said
have to
you
sell
have
it.
to.
And
Yeah.
he was like, well, no, because he loved the duck. He wouldn't have wanted me to sell the duck. So we need to convince him that no, he is in fact telling her to sell the duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a key part of this is that an innocent young girl who happens to be able to corroborate Mrs. Morte's story, apparently independently, might be convincing, irrespective of exactly what duck details are conveyed.
We didn't clarify though. It's not a statue. It's a duck.
we didn't.
Is
this a real duck?
I thought it was a duck statue.
Because this is the thing. Because I at some point was not sure if it was a literal duck. Or if it
I
was
don't think it came up.
Man,
didn't.
it would
So
make
we
my life.
haven't clarified this point yet.
No, I can't wait to speak to this lady now.
No, Shamini, don't say
don't
anything,
tell us.
because
Exactly.
this is about to
We're
be
gonna find out. It's gonna be great.
excellent if it's
Yep.
not a real duck.
Oh dear. So we return to a lovely London evening. I will say, if there's nothing else, leave the parlour of Mrs. Morte, having been given your vague instructions and having gained a little something as well there.
Yeah.
Theo's pocket.
Can I ask a question before
Yeah.
we fully leave? Just because I think in trying to weigh up this woman, part of my thing is going to almost become, okay, I've touched this thing and I'm sensing all of the hope and the anguish of the sort of joy of people around this table. I think I'm almost looking to see, does she give people comfort? Because people are coming to her in a moment of like abject sadness, searching for something. And whilst I don't believe that she is actually a medium, I think Will is interested to know if doing serves any kind of good. So can I like hold on to this table and like almost search for a feeling of relief or catharsis?
I will say, roll for your powers with this. It's not exactly getting a vision, but it's probing the vision further in a way. Yeah.
Does that mean would this be treated as like a standard use, so I could use one die, or would it be?
Yes, yeah. I would say this is, you need to roll a 3 or higher, and you can happily use one dice if you like.
Bloody hell! Oh, okay. No, that's a 2, but I'm gonna take an adversity token because we can apply this to our
have
powers.
established. Yeah.
It does work. Okay.
So that's gonna be a 3.
Okay. Lovely.
So sad.
So there's definitely other mediums where you've heard of sort of like seancey things. Sometimes there's a certain like thrill of excitement of people sort of visiting mediums. It's very much a show. It's very much a spectacle.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you. And to some extent you've seen elements of that, but you get the sense that the people whose sort of emotions you're kind of feeling aren't on the whole here for sort of titillation or excitement. Whether it is a comfort seems very final, like yes, all is well, and I think it's rarely that clear cut. It is a mixture of emotions, and you can never shake the sadness. But there is something akin to comfort. You sense the same people returning, and it doesn't make them more sad. It's not a desperation. It is they're getting something from it, whether you would call that comfort or not. You just get that fuzzy sense.
I think probably with that, as he's leaving, there's just a moment where Will looks at Mrs. Morte, Madame M, and just kind of says, like, I don't believe you, and I don't know whether or not you believe yourself, but what you do is, I guess it's important to people, so just bear that in mind, yeah? You do good work or something, I don't know. Anyway, and he just kind of shuffles off.
You probably don't stop to see what her expression is as you as you leave. As you leave.
So all we got to do is tell men to sell a duck. Come on, we can do that in our sleep.
We should do that now.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
It's late at night, and this man's
Perfect time.
to do what?
Well, she's probably sleeping though, isn't she? She's probably like like in bed. So
Yeah.
let's do it tomorrow, yeah?
No, perfect time to
Maybe if we
manipulate.
go to the house,
Mm.
wherever the duck is, make it look destroyed, like the duck destroyed everything, and then man will be like, "Oh no, my dead wife told me to sell the duck."
Wait, hang on a second. I think it might be the dead husband. I think it's the wife that we got to convince to
Which
sell.
one? No, you're right. My dead wait,
My dead husband, yeah. I think
Dead
it's a
husband.
woman.
you're
that
right.
we got to, yeah.
I've already walked
Right.
off.
It's just us. We've just been like, well, yeah, no, there she go. Okay, we run off.
Semantics. Yeah.
Okay, you have been given the name and address that you know where to go.
Yep.
Which is Lady Endlewick is the name, and this is sort of very specifically Lady, which is she's a lady.
Okay.
At
If it helps, Shamini,
I
I believe
can't
you gave it
correct.
on a piece of paper to
I did.
to
Yes.
Theo
Written
and
down.
Will. Yeah, you wrote it down.
We did clarify. This was written down this time.
I've
Yeah.
definitely got Lady Endlewick. We've got that one.
Oh, you've got. Oh, yeah, I told you that already. Great, good.
You just said it, Charlie.
Oh, I just said it. I'm sorry. I thought
You
meant-
literally just said those words.
At 2 Fitzroy Square Garden.
2
Fitzroy.
Fitzroy
Okay.
Square Garden.
Okay.
Okay. And how far away is that now, and what kind of time is it?
I feel like it's maybe 8ish.
Hmm.
And you are. It's further from your. It's further than like your places.
Mm.
It's say less than half an hour walk.
I reckon let's go have a look, scope the place out,
Yeah.
see what's what,
Mhm.
and if an opportunity presents itself, why
Yeah,
not
right,
take
okay.
it?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, because rich people. Maybe sometimes she just goes for a sort of evening stroll. Maybe we'll just bump into her.
And say what?
If your duck, it's bad.
Your duck. We know
Your
this
duck's
woman. In this
bad.
scenario, we know who this woman is.
All right, good point. Edie, what would you suggest?
Well, I want to make a good first impression on my first day, so I think we should just go and knock on the door.
Right, we can't do that.
Yeah,
Why
we can't do
not?
that.
Why
No,
not? You
no,
always say
'cause-
this about
no,
my
'cause she
ideas.
has- Well, because it's not all of your ideas bad, but I'd say that was probably a bad idea.
Eddie, when you knock on the door and she answers, what are you going to say?
I'm going to be like, hello, I am a lost girl, and I wish to come in for tea.
What do you think will happen in that scenario?
She will take one look at me and go, "Oh, what a poor girl, cold at night," and will let me in.
Sure. In that
Mhm.
situation,
Yep.
where she doesn't call the beadle and send you to the workhouse,
Mm-hmm.
in that
Yeah.
specific scenario, how is that going to then convince a woman to sell the duck?
Step 1, get inside the house. Step 2, Step 3, profit.
Right.
All right. Okay. Well, I do agree with step one. Well, it might not be a bad idea because maybe
Perhaps we just go check it out and see what happens.
you know what? Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
Let's do
Yep.
that.
But please, look, and I'll stop and turn around to face with her. Look, let me try, because you never let me try. Let me try this once. You stand back and I'll have a go, okay? And if I'm in trouble, I'll use our code word, and then you'll come, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I should have listened to you. Oh, you guys are so great."
I'll think about it. What is the code word?
The code word? You know what it
What's
is.
the code word?
You know
Yeah, no,
what.
'cause- well, yeah, but you have to say it so that
So
we
I
know
know
you
it when
what
I
is.
hear it. What's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
code word?
I put my hand in the middle and I go, "Urchins," and then I do
Fuck!
this.
I knew it was going to be urchins. Yeah. Urchins.
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 All right. And I think we head over.
You
Yeah.
make your way through the dark streets. You're getting further away from Soho and start getting to Fitzrovia, and you can tell it's fancy because they have these new like gas street lamps here.
It's
Like
posh, isn't it?
it's nice. It's real nice. And you find yourself on the square, just beautiful, elaborate, wrought ironwork, decorative sort of Gothic bits, and these are all Georgian houses, slightly older
Mhm.
houses, and they are beautiful and huge.
Mhm.
You are able to sort of clock which one is number 2, and as you're sort of approaching, you see a carriage coming towards you that slows down and stops directly outside the steps of number 2.
We stop. And we melt into the shadows. And
Yes.
Melted to the
There's a
We
small
do,
bush.
we do an urchin.
You do an urchin.
melt. An urchin
Yeah.
melt.
An urchin melt. You can see from where you are, someone dressed very smartly jumps down, goes round to the side door, opens it up. I think from where you are, you can see a figure step down, a very draped lady, finely draped. Probably can't tell that in the dark from where you are. But a veil, sort of long, flowing black, big skirt, floor length, tall hair. The veil is sort of hanging off, and she steps very carefully down from the carriage and starts making her way up the steps of the house. Would you like to do anything?
I don't, but I don't feel like that's true of the party.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's say I were to look behind me right now. Do I think I'm gonna see Eddie there, or am I about to hear a little voice coming from that woman's skirt?
Yeah, Eddie's not behind you for sure. Yeah.
Oh shit.
How does she do that?
She's so fast.
So fast and so agile. It's like she turns invisible or something.
I swear she. If I knew better, I'd say she did.
So we're looking at where are you?
Great question. So I think I've moved to the side of the carriage, like in the shadows, seeing it, and I can see this lady with the big skirt, right?
Yeah.
I wish to grab Princess Cecily.
No.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
And I go, "You've got this," and I want to try and sneak it under her skirt.
Just hoping to turn this woman against the concept of birds in general.
I'm like, "You always need an inside bird," and
There is a footman who has just helped her down from the carriage, and I will say, I will say there's only one of him. He has helped it down, and then he has run up the steps to ring the bell in order that someone inside can let them in. So I will say he's not literally right there.
no, security is quite tight on this place. I've suddenly realised.
I would like you to roll. I mean, I feel like it could certainly. I feel like it could be flight because it feels bird related. Would you like to make an alternative pitch?
No. I just want to know what the DC is, if I may.
Okay. And the the DC for putting a bird under a lady's skirt
Without anyone noticing?
Well, yeah, I think that's the main thing.
without her noticing is like the main problem.
Yeah.
That being said, depending on the style, right? Victorian style skirts, they had the extended, there's a lot of space under those things.
And the bell shape, maybe Princess Cecily
Really
could
is.
grab onto a bit and go in.
Very, like, pigeon skill related.
Basically a birdcage.
I'm gonna say 14.
14.
Shut up.
Sorry.
So what are you rolling?
I'm rolling a d8. Plus one, so it
Okay.
might.
Okay, so if you explode, you're basically already the way there.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Again, I'm very confident.
I've got something in my back pocket to try and help you, but this seems.
Let Eddie cook. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
That doesn't
Well-
sound like a good. Oh my
Well,
god.
no. Got rolled a 6. Plus
Okay.
1 is 7. I'll use my last adversity token to blow it up.
Can you do that?
Can you do that? Does it work
Can I
that
do that?
way?
Can it do that? Can I do that? I don't know if I can
don't-
do
Does
that.
that count
No,
as
I
a-
don't think so.
I
Okay.
don't
Well,
think
That
no.
would have been
so.
great. That would have been great. Then
Well,
I
no,
can't
hold
do
on.
that.
I think okay. So I'm so new to this rule system. In Never Stop Blowing Up, I believe you could use an
Yes,
adversity
but
token
that
to get you to
specifically
That's-
for
that's
Never
what I'm
Stop
thinking
Never
of.
Blowing
Stop.
Up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Then I won't do that. So it's just a 7. So I will fail on this case. So yeah.
Not badly.
No,
Okay,
so
I
very
got it.
Failed.
What's what is the category of failure here? Are we looking
So,
at
this is-
profound?
No, this is she was only one off, so this is only a -1 failure.
Okay.
So it says the character fails, but not too badly. There might be some very, very minor short-term consequences, but they won't shift the
Minor?
story for more than a minute or two. You've tried, you've
Oh,
almost
okay.
succeeded. To me, this says that you don't manage to get the pigeon under there. That's, if you, I mean,
Like just crushed by the skirt.
like this for a minor a minor failure without too many consequences. I imagine if the lady doesn't end up with a pigeon loose and flapping under her skirt, that'd be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm open to.
No. I'm happy for I'm like Princess. Princess basically gets distracted by a piece of like bread or something on the ground, and I'm like, no, the plan. And the lady's already gone.
Well, I think the lady might just like notice the little tug. I think you've managed to sort of you lifted up the skirt. You failed to get Princess Cecily. I think the lady glances down, probably like, and probably draws her skirts away from you. Is there anything you'd like to do in this moment that she's looking down with just some small level of disgust?
Oh God, I'm there. Okay. I've worked before. I start crying. And I'm like, can you help me? I've lost my mummy.
Oh fuck. All right, I'm gonna run up.
Okay, Theo appears suddenly.
I'm gonna run up and
Yeah.
I'm just be like, "Oh, Eddie! Oh, so sorry, miss. It's my sister. Oh, it's just, sorry. She's got in ever so much trouble. Just been hearing voices of a man. Keeps talking about a duck. Wouldn't believe it."
There's like this, like a whole like series of emotions going across this lady's face, where she's like gone
Anyways,
from
we'll
like
get out of your
annoyed
hair.
and disgusted to like suddenly like, am I going mad? Or
And I try to pull Eddie away.
wait. You hear voices, you say?
Oh no, we won't bother you, miss. We wouldn't bother you.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. I have some time this evening, and I am always interested to hear of occult phenomenon. Most of them aren't real, of course. People like to tell stories and make up things, put on little shows. Do you charge for revelations?
Oh no, we wouldn't want to put you out, miss. We're not charging. We're not charging. She's just my sister. We're not performers. It's me and my brother. Oh, sorry.
As
you-
you-
no,
No, because as you're saying, like, do you charge? I just want to like come up and just kind of be like, oh my gosh, it's you. It's the girl. You.
Oh my God.
I can't thank you enough. The way in which your visions were able to put my father's spirit to rest. God bless you, girl. God bless you. And I just like go and give her like a hug, and then I walk off.
Oh, he's ever so kind. No, we wouldn't bother you, miss. We wouldn't want to put you out.
I think it's time for a roll.
Yeah,
I think-
whose role?
Well, I think Theo's role with help from
Yeah.
Will.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
What am I rolling, and what
Oh, Lord.
is the DC?
Can't remember.
Feels like it would be a
Helping, right.
charm, right?
Helping is called a bonded action.
Mm.
Is it?
Yeah,
No.
so.
Maybe it's not. No, actually, I think this might be something else. So, it's a different bonded action.
Oh, let's look at the
It's not that.
rules.
It's not that.
Rules corner.
Bonded action. What does that
Lucky
mean?
break.
Bonded action makes me want to scream.
Ooh, it's the urchin dance.
Definitely a help thing. I've lost it.
Oh well. We can say that I just get a plus, or
Yeah.
or
Say that.
or Will can freely add adversity tokens,
Mhm.
or
Let's say that. Yeah. Yes. Actually, it could be that Will can spend his adversity tokens on your roll.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's one. And I'll give you a +1 as well.
plus
Um,
one. Okay, and what am I rolling?
Excellent.
Okay. So you're definitely rolling charm.
Okay.
I would say, and this has been, I would say, quite convincing. I would say an 8.
An 8. Okay, I want to be clear to everyone. I'm
Mhm.
currently rolling a d6.
Okay.
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 All right.
Okay.
You got
With a
adversity
plus
tokens
1.
and adversity
I have
tokens.
3 adversity tokens.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and
Okay.
Will can help as well.
I've got a
Okay.
couple.
Eddie
right.
is not helping at all.
Nope, I didn't think she would. Oh,
Nope.
hang on, sorry. Right, let's try
Eddie's
again.
crying.
That's a 2.
Oh no.
Okay. Wait.
Should I spend 2 adversity tokens to use my lucky ability to re-roll this check?
No. Well, hold on. So 2,
Okay.
and you have 3 adversity tokens. You
That's
said, right?
5.
So that gets you to.
We need 3
5,
more.
6. Right, because I've got 2.
Right.
So maybe you do need to re-roll.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend 2.
This
I'm
is
not-
I'm
so-
not giving you my adversity tokens. So no.
It's okay. I'm gonna re-roll. In fact, I'm gonna roll a different d6 because I'm worried.
Yeah, please.
It's a 6.
Oh,
Explode,
blow that
explode.
That's a
motherfucker
3.
up.
It's a 9.
Amazing. No, nothing spent. Oh,
Well, 2 adversity tokens spent.
It was get
yeah,
inside.
That's true. Very, very worth it. You see the the door opens and the footman comes down and he's taken his eye off the ball. Starts trying to shoo you away. Starts trying to apologise to Lady Enderwick. But she's sort of like looking off at where Will's just sort of like disappeared off again. Says, "No. You must come inside. I insist. We will have a nightcap. Well, I will have a nightcap. And
Perhaps a glass of milk, miss. That's ever so kind.
Oh, yes, milk. Yes, whatever children drink. Yes, milk." And she turns with a swoosh. And goes up the steps and goes into her house, and the footman sort of waits and then sort of hurries you, like
Nice.
shepherds you in after her.
I think I just lean down to Eddie and I'm just like, now you got it in. Now sell it, girl. Sell it.
I just daggers at you and then go, carry on crying. Carry on daggers. How dare you help me?
You find yourselves in an elegant drawing room. It is crammed with stuff, with knickknacks, with extravagant art pieces. Some of it looks old and janky, and some of it looks quite aesthetically pleasing, and the old janky stuff is probably worth 5 times the pretty bits. But you can tell that this house has been lived in for some time, and these people own many things. This person owns many things. You are shown elegant chairs, just this like slightest of like wincing as like your dirty selves sit upon the nice furniture.
Can I just ask?
Yeah.
Do we see any artwork that resembles a duck?
Ooh. Why don't you roll something for me?
Now I am skilled at casing places,
Ooh.
and that means
Yeah.
I am assumed to succeed when making even moderately difficult checks involving the skill.
Okay.
If the GM determines that you do need to roll for a more difficult check, add up to +3 to your roll.
You know what? As you are being led in through the front door, you're turning to your right to go into this drawing room, and straight ahead of you is a staircase.
Yeah.
And as the staircase goes up and the staircase turns, on that little bit of landing, you see a taxidermied duck in a little scene. Like there's some little grass, there's some logs, and the taxidermied duck also has like a hole in its chest.
Oh my god.
But not like it's been eaten by moths, but like carefully crafted, with sort of like some shiny red material representing blood, as this duck sort of rearing back with its wings open.
God.
Is essentially being shot is what's happening here.
No!
Like, exploding like
It didn't even occur to me that it could have been a formerly alive duck.
Yeah.
Love that.
I would just like to quickly kind of knock Eddie a bit and point her in the direction of that.
Her
so she
face
sees it.
Her face properly falls at seeing a dead duck, and she genuinely starts to cry for real.
No!
Oh man!
Oh, so sorry, miss. My sister, she's been ever so distraught lately. Can't get her to work.
You are offered a tray of biscuits and a small teacup each full of milk, while the lady is brought by a completely different sort of serving staff a small metal cup on a tray, and she sips it and then peers you. I think she raises the veil and sort of lays it over her head so she can see you better, and you can see this sort of this somewhat bony face with very bright red lips. And she peers at you, specifically at you, Eddie, and says, all right, so tell me more about these voices you hear.
Well, well, they talk to me when I feel sad, and they talk to me when I feel happy, and they usually ask for food, and they usually they're not really good conversationalists, but I like them. It's a comfort.
And what kind of messages do they impart to you?
Messages?
Over her shoulder, I'm staring daggers at her.
Yeah. Well, they say stuff like, "They'll be back soon. Don't cry. Things are going to be okay. And your big brothers, they will take care of you, even if they don't seem like it. And sometimes they say, actually, you'd be better off as an independent woman and going into your own business on the sideline." It can get confusing sometimes, but I kind of sometimes tune it out like records, music. It's quite comforting.
She looks like pretty unimpressed at comments about being an independent woman. She's sort of slightly tempted to give you some life advice, like you need to get married, young lady. But
She holds herself back from doing her favorite
yeah, she's
thing.
like, no, not time. More interesting things here. And do you have reason to think that these are voices from beyond the veil?
I look out the window. And I see Princess just there, like. They're definitely beyond the pain, I think. Yes.
Very nice.
But sorry, I forget myself. You're very pretty, and I'm nervous because I do have. Well, sorry, I saw you, and I thought for a minute you looked a lot like my mum, and I realised that I've been drawn because I think I have a message for you.
Why would you think that?
I see, with the voices, I see them connect to people, and you had one that was particularly like a strong thread, and it looked quite sad. And I do this with my hand, an aura.
Really? I see, and what was the message connected to me?
It said, "I know you're sad, and I love you. I've never liked that duck. Get rid of it."
Oh, no, you can't be serious, Eddie. No, we're wasting this poor woman's time. What's that even mean about a duck? Don't be ridiculous.
I just what the things are telling me, and sorry, I didn't mean to. I so rude of me, and it's so late, and I forget myself.
We better go.
Wait. Can you call upon these voices? Can you conjure them? Can you manifest a presence?
Quite hard for her.
I think I could manage.
Would you
Yes.
like more milk? Would that?
No, I will then stand up. If it's okay, my lady, I can try and find the place where it's most concentrated, where the strongest connection is, and I can do it there. If that's okay, you can come with me.
Oh. Right. And she sort of stands up, slightly confused, slightly unsure, and a little bit shaken.
But just you and me, because you're the strongest connection. No one else. Daggers at Theo. No one else can come.
That's fine. I'll just case the room.
Oh no! Don't leave Theo alone. Oh boy. Okay. Very well. You shall remain here, she says to Theo.
Yeah.
And as she like moves towards the door like opens from the other side. Like someone has been waiting there, ready to open a door in case you needed the door opened. And you step out back into the hallway.
Yeah, I will sort of like put my hands out and sort of look around, go, ooh.
Ooh!
And yeah, I'll do sort of the return to Oz, like going over all the objects and going, I think it's up here. And yeah, basically slowly but surely making a beeline, but making a biggest performance as I can to go up the stairs towards where this duck that Theo has pointed out is.
Yeah, fair enough. Give me like a very easy little charm check, just to do your little performance.
Just to sell it, okay.
Yeah. I just need a 4.
Okay, I have a D20.
What can go wrong?
Okay, that's a 12 total. So
okay,
yeah.
You didn't need a lot, and yeah, she's pretty entranced at this point.
Yeah. Slowly but surely, again, trying to make sure that I'm not getting too far ahead because I don't want her to get anxious about a small dirty girl in her thing. And then take my time on the stairs and hands hovering over everything essentially until I get upstairs to where this horrific duck is.
What do you do when you reach the duck?
I go.
You can hear like her gasp, like as you're getting closer, you can like feel the tension. And as you sort of pause over the duck, you hear that intake of breath. Like even if you didn't know that was the duck, you would have known that was the duck.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, okay. Okay. I sort of look to her, and I'm gonna offer out my dirty hand.
She takes it. She's gone.
Great. And then I'm gonna put one hand on the duck.
Okay. Yeah, you are.
And then I'm just gonna be like, okay. Oh. I'm just desperately trying to. I guess I'm speaking aloud, but also somehow I'm like praying that Princess Cecily suddenly just makes a lot of noise outside a nearby window pane as I'm sort of talking to really enhance the effect of me talking. I don't know how that happens, but I'm just end up going like, if anyone can hear me, give me a sign.
Oh, okay. So I mean, you can use your powers to talk to Princess Cecily, but she is quite far away, right? She's outside the house. You're inside the house.
Yeah. As the rule dictates.
I would like a roll.
Yeah.
And I think the roll will be a little higher than usual.
Yeah.
I think
just out of curiosity, they're like now upstairs in this house, right?
It's a little mezzanine where the stairs turn.
Yeah.
Little mezzanine where the stair turns, meaning that probably no windows to outside anywhere that someone might have, say, crawled up a sort of trellis and.
I will say there's
thinking what's Will doing.
I will say there's the stairway window. It's like tall and thin, and it goes like all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
May I ask?
Yeah.
Is there a world in which Will would have absconded into the night after trying to sell the idea, right, and then just basically try to like go round just to see if he could see in through a window?
Yeah. I will say you have managed to find your way with a little bit of clambering and scrambling into the back garden, essentially, of this place. There are some beautiful roses. It's a little spiky, but I think there's probably a trellis.
Yeah.
Roses are growing up.
I was hoping there would be a trellis. May I climb this trellis?
Oh
as I do so, I'm just kind of muttering to myself, I am really making a habit of breaking and entering, and I think it's a bad idea. I blame Theo. I think he's a bad influence on me because once upon a time I was not breaking and entering, and now look at me.
Oh no, mate.
Would you like to make me a brawn check?
Oh no, bro.
It's not really to climb, it's mainly to resist the like
The thorn.
scratches. that
Yeah,
you
okay.
get right now. So it's again, I would also accept grit to push through being
Oh,
scratched.
may I go for a grit, please?
Yeah. No,
What's
Thank
the
you very
difference? What have you got in those two?
It's brawn is a D4
Yeah.
Right.
and grit is a D6.
Okay.
Well, that's better.
Yeah.
um
What kind of DC are we talking?
Shamini, like
Small child falls from the trellis into the garden.
oh no, I mean I think it's a 6.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
like
come on.
Cool. Hey.
Well, if you fall, that might certainly create a very loud noise.
Oh my gosh. I'm throwing away all these dice. So that's a 1.
No.
Yeah.
That's a 1. And I'm burning these dice.
Yeah. So I think yeah, I do like that. As you reach this point, Eddie, and you're thinking of trying to reach out to Princess Cecily, but as you are sort of trying to think, all right, how do I sort of contact her?
Yeah.
I think there is a very loud thud. It's not so much a mysterious rustle, but it is definitely a noise. Somewhat coming from outside, but it's a boom, it's a thud.
Which presumably would make the pigeons fly off as well. There'd be a... No?
Sure.
Yeah, but I think
Sure. Yeah.
it's
There's
a
a-
night.
Do you know what? I'll give it to you. It's poetic. I like it. There is
Yay.
one of Eddie's pigeons. It wasn't even Princess Cecily, but there was a pigeon there that happened to be like roosting in the rose bushes. Suddenly, this loud noise, and suddenly there's this distinct sound of wing beats as it goes flap flap flap.
Yeah, as soon as I hear the thud, I instantly grab the lady and try and bring her close to me and be like, he wants you to get rid of it. He wants you to be happy and remarry. He wants you to live life as a strong, independent woman. You must go.
But why, Clive? Why the duck was so important to you?
Clive says nothing's more important than your happiness. He also said, give the small child the duck.
No.
I am your widow, Clive. And she's looking into your eyes like you're her husband. I'm your widow. I don't want to. I don't want to be anything else other than your widow, Clive.
I then go, shh. Put a hand up to her. She goes, it's okay, my darling. Trust the small child. You will be happy again. I hear Cyril down the club really admires you from afar.
Do I know Cyril?
Oh, you probably wouldn't. He wouldn't notice you at all. But he thinks the world of you, as do I.
Oh, Clive, I didn't realise you felt that way.
Well, you get a new perspective once you've gone. Oh, well, I didn't mean to bring the mood down. But
Clive,
yes.
tell me of the afterlife.
Whoa. Well, it's quite dark,
Oh no.
but warm. A bit moist in places.
I wonder if at this point from downstairs you just hear.
Yeah, I break the kitchen.
Oh
Yeah. Did you get a message? Sorry, I forget myself sometimes.
Did you? You didn't. Never mind. It has been most enlightening speaking with you, child. I must to bed. would you like this duck?
Oh, only if you don't want it. I
feel
admire it from afar. Yes.
Donate it to a charitable cause.
Oh well, I am a very good charitable cause.
Yes, quite. I can see that you are furnished with more milk and bread. Do you eat bread?
I eat 2 loaves.
Oh, well, I don't know what we have in. Marjorie. Someone emerges from downstairs. 2 loaves of bread, some more milk for this child, and she'll be taking the duck. Your voice just slightly catches as she says it. I'm to bed, and she just continues like up the staircase, and it's just.
I don't think I've ever seen something so magical as Shamini just going in a solemn voice, just, and she'll take the duck.
This is a really important moment for Lady Underwick.
Yeah, I sort of go. I see her go up, and I kind of feel a bit sad because, like, obviously I've completely lied to this lady, and then I just go, okay, yeah, and I go, yeah, bread please, and take the duck off the plinth and have it under my arm.
Are you going to take the whole scene that the duck is in, or are you going to like pull the duck off the base that it's mounted on with the grass and like?
I would take the duck off. I'm not going to take the whole diorama.
Okay, you gotta will you roll brawn for me to yoink the duck?
Stop.
He's already dead.
Yeah, truly.
Brawn, may I ask what the DC is?
I would like you to roll a 3.
Okay.
What
My
have you
brawn is a D4.
got? Oh god.
I rolled a 1. I will spend the 2 adversity tokens to yoink this duck off. Because needs to be successful. I've decided. This duck is now very important to me.
Okay, you yoink the duck off the plinth. You tuck it under one arm. Will, is there anything else you would like to do in the garden before the others emerge?
No, I think as I fall, I sort of spend a couple of minutes just like in the bushes, completely still, hoping that no one has noticed. And then when no one comes, I make my way out of there, and I'm just trying to get back to the front of the house in the hopes that they're going to come out at some point.
Okay. Is there anything else you wish to do as you are being furnished with bread, milk, and not hurried, but there's a sense of relief as stuff.
I don't necessarily do it. I just look at Theo with a smug look on my face as I'm got all this stuff, and I'm like, did it? Like I don't say anything.
Your bread and your duck under each hand. The front door opens again, and you step out into the chill night air.
Oh, thank you so much for the bread, miss. Oh, we're ever so grateful.
The housekeeper who showed you out closes the door, just bemused by the whole affair. And you are alone in the street.
Well, everyone just walked down the street. Nobody say nothing till around the corner. Casual like nothing happened. And I wait till around the corner and just go, oh my god, we got the fucking duck!
Oh, God, how'd you do it? What happened?
That's my secrets.
It was all Eddie. She was fantastic, Will. You should have seen her.
You know, and as I'm like pulling out thorns from my skin and from my clothes,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what
you know
happened
what?
to you.
As far as things go, that could have gone a lot worse.
And with that, we fade out as the urchins disappear into the night.
Urchins!
There's a bread and a duck. It is nearly time for our break, but before then, we are going to have an exciting lore drop. That's right, it's the lore drop section. Yeah,
Lore drop.
Talk to Laura about
Lore drop.
nerdy topics. And I felt like I hadn't done enough talking this episode, so
Get you on again.
it's me. It's
Go on, have it.
time.
It's a lore drop. That's heavy.
And given that I don't want to waste the research I've been doing for this series anyway, I wanted to talk about Victorian spiritualism. So the whole concept of having a medium and the occult and a seance was Folarin's idea from one of our session zeros. And I hadn't realised how much, like in Victorian times, there was just this sudden it just became a thing.
They
where
were
everyone was like,
into it.
we talk to ghosts. Can we?
I've got so many little factoids about this. So once you've done your thing, I have so many things to say.
Okay, I had just a couple of things that I thought were sort of that struck me. So one of the ones, which is again I've touched on in the story, is that women were supposed to make better mediums, because is a man really gonna be passive enough to submit to a spirit taking over his body?
Very
No.
interesting.
No.
Whoa.
Women.
Sexism strikes again.
Well, but it had the reverse effect. Like what started off in that sort of sexist justification meant women having power and a voice and a way to make money. And some people really credit it as being an important part of feminism, that this whole movement was led by
Cool.
women. Which is why,
Yeah.
and little children as well, I imagined, which is why in my mind, Madame M was I need a small girl who can, channel the spirits. The thing about the chimney sweep in the chimney knocking on the walls, I read that and I was like, that's great. It's just
Get that
That's
in.
very good.
in there, yeah, 100%. And then there's also stuff about ectoplasm. I'm not going to go too much into the ectoplasm, but they invented it's not just from Ghostbusters. They invented the concept of ectoplasm,
That's so funny.
which could be various things. Maybe it's you could make some flour and water and be oh, the ectoplasm cometh forth from me. And there's also photography as well, where you'd take a photo and then have another photo overlaid with someone in the background being ooh. And you're look, it's evidence of ghosts. And people were super into it, including Arthur Conan Doyle wrote several books on the topic. He was so into it. And nerdy little science fan me was oh, Alfred Russel Wallace. All right, Alfred Russel Wallace, mentioned in one of the articles I read as being a big fan of seances and stuff. Yeah. I had no idea it was a whole thing.
That's awesome.
The Victorians suddenly became really just into lots of. They were hey, the world, we don't understand it. I wonder what's beyond. And then they just started doing weird things, and it would combine with odd things as well, because they'd be hey, I wonder about the world, and also maybe we should do a colonialism. So they would do things they'd go to Egypt and be you know what we should do? We should take this mummy's penis and grate it down into a powder and consume it, because maybe that will make us more virile.
Yeah.
I think there were mediums doing doing the voices of the oh, and this is certainly in America, this is the little Native American girl channeling, and I think impressions were also involved.
So you want a little interesting thing about this? Speaking of Egypt,
Tarot cards and them being an occult thing were made up whole cloth by the Victorians.
Yes.
And they basically said these are Egyptian fortune-telling things. Now, cards of those kinds did exist, but they were more for card games. They had no occult nature. Just some Victorian was it's an occult thing, and just the entirely whole cloth made it up as something like that.
Which is so funny, just to be what if Orientalism? What if card game? Yeah, sure. What if Eastern mysticism?
Yeah.
one more, which is I've learned about this. There's a book I believe called Cloven Country, which I've not read, but I've had told to me before. Basically, tells a lot of stories about how English folklore was translated, not actually translated, but the Victorians kind of told stories of replacing like giants and little like folk creatures, just turned it into the devil. And that's why all of these things you see, like there's the Devil's Chimney and the Devil's Road and the Devil's thing. It's all renamed by the Victorians to be like, it wasn't like something from like the 7th century or whatever. It's the Victorians just renaming stuff
and imposing Christianity onto
Christianity and making it a cult, making it like, ooh,
so funny.
Ooh, and
Yeah.
some people like talk about spiritualism as kind of like an alternative to Christianity. Like they talk about people being kind of a little bit maybe disillusioned with like your standard Christianity. Let's mix things up a bit. Like we talk to the dead. Some people maybe like full on like this is very compatible, but yeah, for some maybe an alternative. And what you were saying, Folarin, about like how do things work? There's science and there's like life after death. Like we don't know that these are different things, right?
Yeah.
We should test this.
I was just going to say quickly was that because one of the great skeptics of it all was Houdini, right? And he would and he would go to these seances and and then just disprove it right then and there. Yeah. See, it's all magic tricks,
That's
right?
so fun because he's literally.
He would
Wait, so how many stories exist of Houdini as the great, like, I don't know, witch hunter? That's so fun that he's just like, I'm gonna disprove this.
Yeah, he did loads, and I think he was on a committee that Scientific American magazine put together, and they offered a prize, $5,000 to anyone who could convince this committee that they really did have psychic abilities. And there were a couple of cases that I think like split the committee where they were like,
oh, interesting.
But no one won it. No one won it.
There you go. Oh.
Well,
Wow.
with that,
That's cool.
we're going to go on our break now before coming back for part 2 of Urchins. So have yourself a nice little glass of water, have yourself a snack, have yourself a little relaxation before more chaos continues. And we'll see you all in a little bit.
Bye.
Bye.
The 3 urchins, you make your way back through Fitzrovia down into the slightly more run-down parts of London. Where are you going?
3 Holland Road.
You sure?
You know what, Sham?
Absolutely
I'm
sure.
certain.
Alas,
I don't care because I've got a duck with me, so I'm fine.
somewhere at the end of a long, long road in Islington, adventures await, but alas,
Today.
there'll be
No.
another day.
We're gonna go there next time.
And you instead make your way back to the rooms of Madame Mrs. Morte. I think this time, as you approach, the door does not creak open, but remains firmly closed. It takes like a little while before eventually the door opens and Madame M is standing there, and you get the sense that she's started to get ready for bed, and she's sort of wasn't expecting you thrown a shawl over. She's like done for the day. She's like lost the makeup. She's looking significantly less grand and mysterious, and she looks at you with like sort of quite a lot of surprise as you...
I think Eddie is just
Oh
front
my
and
Yeah.
center
God.
at the door,
It's
and
very
we're
much-
flanking her.
Yeah, it's very much the 3 little children in Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, did it? Duck.
What is this?
I think you owe us a bit of money.
You said you wanted her to not say anything bad about you. Well, we convinced her she didn't need the duck anymore. Ta-da!
So if we could just chat compensation, that'd be great.
You have gone. You have come back. You have brought a duck.
And quickly as well, so I believe there's a bit of a bonus in there.
Is he stuck?
Yeah, I would say for delivery, speed delivery. Yeah, that constitutes a
A
bit of
rush
extra-
fee.
Rush fee. There you go. That's what I was looking for. One of those. Yeah.
I was not expecting you back at all, actually. Shall I look at each of you carefully? All right. She leaves the door open, turns and walks back down the long, darkly dramatic hallway. Goes into her room. Are you following?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
She, you go into that sort of like parlory, front room type place, and she goes to the table, takes something up, turns around, and says, perhaps this will do as payment. And she very abruptly holds out her arm, holding a bag of sweets.
You think I'm stupid? We had you down dead to rights on payment. In cash.
Then perhaps you would instead like to explain where these came from?
Oh,
You stole the
Yeah.
crystal
you plays it with sweets.
and you replaced it with sweets.
I don't remember.
I think
I knew it was coming, and I was fine.
I think Zack also used his powers and forgot what he did.
No, guys. Zack knew this.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no!
Great.
Oh no!
Zack knew this. Zack is just
Oh no!
To be fair,
not sure what you were on about. We don't take payment in sweets.
yeah, we I like sweets. Sweets are nice, but no, we like money. Thank you very much.
One of you has stolen from me.
How
Have we?
dare
I
you,
don't think
madam.
so.
That is rude.
You are here, and my possessions were here, and now I have these sweets. How will you explain this?
Well,
don't-
maybe it was your foul-mouthed chimney sweep friend.
Yeah. Certainly wasn't us.
Can you roll a charm check for me?
Oh, must it be charm or could it be grit?
I think it's charm. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair. And what's my DC?
I don't think. To be honest, I don't think. I think. Was Will? You just suggested that maybe it
Could
was
be
the
the
chimney
chimney
sweep
sweep.
instead, didn't you? Like, I think
Yes.
like, because like Theo is honestly like Theo doesn't remember, right? Theo is honestly like, what's going on?
Oh no.
Yeah, no clue.
Yeah, Theo's not even lying. Theo doesn't care. Yeah, I just think she's gone mad. And no one else actually knows.
No.
No, none of us saw him do it. Oh,
No.
I don't think we
No,
did.
none of you saw
We
me do it.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. No.
You could be suspicious about the
I definitely think Edie's
100%.
Edie's suspicious.
familiar
Yeah.
looking sweets. But I think I think Will, if you can roll charm to protest your innocence and shift blame onto Freddy the chimney sweep, I think that would be.
Oh, is that me then rolling charm? You said.
I think you should. Yeah. You can get help with this if the others want to help. I think everyone's.
I'll contribute an university token once you roll.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
see.
I have no, I'm out.
Do we have a DC for this?
I think this is gonna be a 7.
Okay, this is a 7, and it's a charm. Okay.
What you rolling?
I'm rolling a 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Sorry. So this is a 10, and I've got a +1, and I need to get a 7, meaning I could go cool under pressure, spend an adversity token to take half of my die's value, giving me a 5 +1 = 6, extra adversity token, 7, done.
You could do 2 adversity tokens for a guaranteed success.
I, in this moment, would love there be no trouble.
Okay.
So I'm doing it. 2 and we're there.
Amazing. As you sort of mentioned the chimney sweep, I think Madam M is like, no, He would not. After all I have done for him.
It's what you get for your shady business practices.
That is the reason why you have to choose your business partners.
I will have words. With Freddy. We will see. Okay, so you have what? This is the duck. This thing is the duck.
Mhm,
It is
mhm.
audible. It is audible. Have you seen?
I know. She seemed very sad and seemed to have like a lot of attachment to it, but she won't be saying any bad things about you anymore, Mrs. M.
She believes that I was telling the truth. This is
Yes.
well. I think I've done her a favor. I think because who would like this in their house? No one should have this. This is the horrible thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about rich people is that they're crazy. So, they probably like it.
Absolutely bonkers.
Some of them there. Anyway, I thank you. You have done a good job. Yeah, if I need do you do she looks at do you do chimneys at all if I were to need
I have ways to clean said chimneys. But we should maybe tomorrow I'll do a review. Maybe without my brothers here.
well, just in case I need a new new persons for that. All right, I will this was very speedy. I did not agree to pay more for speediness. Will you leave the duck?
Actually, you did agree to pay more for quality.
Did I? Yes, all
You
right.
You did say, because we agreed that there was going to be an upfront, there was going to be a deposit, that we were
Oui.
going to get paid regardless, but there was going to be a bonus depending on how
Do you have-
well we accomplished the task.
To have
That's
obtained
right.
the duck is it is a strong evidence of success. You did not
Yeah.
just steal the duck and claim to be
Nope.
No,
This is the duck.
you ring her up tomorrow and promise you that.
Okay, I will believe you. I will pay you, and as I say, if there are more jobs, perhaps there will be future work for this small child.
Thank you. Yes, I'd like that a lot.
Yeah, actually, because you did mention before, you said that you had some instruments of your trade that went missing. And as far as things go, we are actually quite good at retrieving objects, as you can see. So, just if you're ever curious about where that stuff got to, just let us know. And we, for a small fee, will find out for you.
I don't know. I hardly think you can. This was something some 15 years ago. Some burglary is happening, and you think you can retrieve my stolen items?
Is the Pope called Francis this time? I don't know. Maybe.
Is he?
Who knows?
I don't
The
know.
Pope? Yeah, I don't know.
I think didn't we have a thing with the king and the pope or whatever?
Oh, are we not doing that? Or is that Catholicism?
Don't
Is
know.
that not?
The Catholics, they are not.
All right, well,
We didn't.
they're not mates anymore. All right, well, all right. Long story short, answer is yeah. 15 years means nothing to me. I'll get that for you. No questions asked.
He's very good.
All right. Well, look, you have put this bold claim on the table. There were some items that I would certainly pay. I would know if they were not the correct items, but I would certainly pay you pretty well if they were to reappear after all this time. I would be surprised, but this I cannot show you. She sort of gestures towards the table, and then sort of like sighs, like this was the centerpiece. This has been the centerpiece of my show for some time. And she like gestures to the box. The box is sort of sat open and very much empty, without a sort of shiny gem in it. This is not, in fact, the original. The original, in fact, was one of the casualties of this burglary. So that is certainly something that if you could, it would be pretty unique. It is similar to this. I had it sort of recreated, but I made it better. I made it more dramatic, like that. That would be very valuable to me. If you can
Was there
obtain...
anything distinctive about this centerpiece?
Oh well, so you can see the box here is inlaid. If you come, there's now these are not the same swirly patterns. I did not remember what is these swirly patterns that was there, but the green. Do you see the green inlaid here in the wood?
Yeah.
On the swirly patterns on the side. That is something like that, but a little less shiny. I made it look a little nicer. Made it look a little sparkly. And inside this stone, it is very magical. The person who sold it to me, they said, this stone, it will bring us as one. We will all be one together. It is mystical properties. I said, yes, I will. I am one with the spirits. We will connect. We will be together as one, all coming together with the world and the other side, and so it is I paid good money for it. It is very magical. It is not I had a version which was a little bit shiny and clear. It was a little bit stone and glass together.
Sounds like he got ripped off, honestly.
I didn't want to say, but I am thinking that maybe you did get it off. Yeah.
Some people, I understand, they do not have the faith in what I do, and I've already seen that the three of you do not necessarily believe in my talents. So I would not expect you to believe in the Eastern magics either. But I do not need your faith nor your custom. But if you can find my missing items, then that will be all the better. It does not matter whether you believe.
Exactly. Because what I do believe in is cold, hard cash. At least for now,
right.
until the revolution overthrows the capitalist overlords.
What are you on about?
It's good they said it at the meeting that I was at. I'll tell you later.
I just I'll again sort of hold out my hand to Mrs. M. I go, we'll try and find them. I know what it's like to lose precious things, so yeah, we'll do it.
Oh, thank you. You're very lovely. You're a very lovely small girl.
What did she say to a shilling per item?
It depends what's the
3 shillings per item.
I will, if you can find the box and the stone in the box.
Mm-hmm.
I will pay you 10 shillings for that.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Consider it done.
I am skeptical, but maybe I will need to have some little faith in your magical abilities.
Look, we got the duck. All right, Eddie got the duck.
I did not ask for the duck, just to be clear. That was not, required, but thank you. I will
Sorry
pay
we
the
went
duck.
above and beyond for you.
Wait, does that
Sorry
mean that we
that
can keep
Eddie
the duck?
exceeded your expectations, miss.
What is this? I thought you were bringing me the duck, like a gift. Here you go. Here's the duck.
Well, no, wait, hold on. So we brought you the duck as proof that we've done the job. But if you don't want the duck, we can have the duck.
We'll have the duck.
I'll have a duck.
Could be worth something. It could be an expensive duck.
So duck.
Yes, it also
Yeah,
is
well,
hideous.
duck.
No one will pay for this. Take the duck. I do not want it.
Okay.
Hold the duck. We'll take it off your hands, and we'll only expect a small disposal fee.
No, that is enough. Not
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, she just moves us out. We're
Yeah, this is you are making
We're
claims.
easily hung up on money.
Two-thirds of us are. I now have a duck, so I'm all right.
And you find yourselves once again in the night.
God, what are you gonna do with the duck?
Oh, so, make the place look nice. Look, just decorations, isn't it?
Talking of the place, would someone like to describe how one gets to the place?
Ooh.
The series of climbs.
Yeah. It's rooftop base,
yes.
right? Rooftop access, because I believe
Yeah,
the
give me-
stairs was gone.
Give me a little sort of like visual montage as you guys head back again to the sort of slightly, well, like in between the posh bits and the less posh bits between Bloomsbury and Soho and Rookery.
I'm imagining it's like you get to a certain. You get to a sort of, again, we're in a sort of fairly nice area, so I'm imagining you kind of go off of like a little square, and then there's like two buildings that are sort of next to each other with a gate in between, with like a small alleyway that looks quite like disused. But once you get over that, you basically go through, and then you find yourself kind of in another courtyard where there is this like beautiful house that you just wouldn't see from the street, but with no way to like access it. You're kind of looking around and wondering until you get to the back, where you see that there is like some kind of fire escape type situation that you have to climb.
Yeah, I think there's also like it's a bit of a scramble. So like, you know, maybe like Theo goes up, then Will, and then Small Hands with a Duck comes up, and then Duck is put out. And it's just scrambling over these sort of roofs and tiles and stuff like that. And maybe we see this sort of silhouette of us sort of wandering as it's presumably sunrise soon, perhaps, right? So then maybe have the silhouette of us like going over the rooftops towards where we are.
I wonder if maybe there's like a few jumps from between alleyways from roof to roof. And like in the shadow of like with St. Paul's in the background and a very large moon, you see us make like one final jump and we all just drop through like a big hole in the roof. And you see as one by one we land on like a series of like soft cushionings that we've left here.
Yeah.
So so we can
it's like an ET moment where we're all there in the moonlight and then we just all crash down.
Yeah. That moment in Peter Pan, but just without.
Reverse.
And you are back home again. What little home it is. This is the place that you pay rent to Mr. Tanner for, or at least vague rent money is taken out of the money that Theo you earn working for him, and being really only mainly accessible from above. I imagine there's only what furniture was left here by the previous tenants, and this whole building now is abandoned. There is no one here. The downstairs is sort of locked up tight. The stairs are partially collapsed, and again sort of covered to try and ensure that no one steps on them and falls to their death. What have you guys brought to this sort of upstairs attic space?
What season is it?
It's 10th of June.
Okay, so it's summer.
Yeah.
Or possibly whatever day it was 2 weeks ago when I said what day it was then.
Sure.
Late
I
May.
don't think you specified. I don't think you specified a date.
Yeah.
But
May, June.
I think you see it's kind of left hanging. It's like a cover from like almost like a tarp, but obviously we don't have like that kind of thing. Like a wet kind of moldy looking sheet that we use to like keep the snow out in the winter. I think you see that a lot of the stuff in here is quite water damaged. I think it's evidenced of a hard winter that we've just gone through together. It's kind of maybe like medicine bottles that have been strewn around, clearly like nicked and pilfered and not disposed of correctly, from when one of us caught cold or something like that.
And there will be a fireplace in this room, and it's probably a big sort of lack of a drain on your finances now that you no longer have to be buying coal in order to keep warm. Some blessings of warmish summer.
I wonder if we each have like a little corner that's ours.
Yeah, I was about to describe what my corner had in it. I think it has like blankets and stuff. I think are obviously abound, but I think in Eddie's corner is like drawings on the walls of like, you know, all the little chalk and stuff, and it's all sort of Eddie's height of mostly of Princess Cecily, but obviously it's like Princess Cecily, but like doing an opening ceremony at the local park, Princess Cecily having a tea party. It's all that sort of things. And Eddie's there. And then there's like 2 really scrawny versions of Will and Theo every so often when she remembers to put them in. But yeah, it's like almost like her own little art gallery in her corner.
I think Princess Cecily's
Will
in there with you now, by the way, as well. Like, I think Princess Cecily is currently like walking up and down around where you've placed the duck, just like just checking it out.
Yeah, no, I like to do that.
Sorry, Folarin.
Yeah, go for that.
I, to be honest, want Princess Cecily and the duck just to have their own little moment. I'm just gonna watch from the corner, just kind of like, well, she's made a friend. I think I'm watching this happen from like my corner is very much just like piles of books. Some books that I'm kind of reading and are like half finished in various different points, and things that I'm like trying to kind of write. But also books that I'm basically using as furniture, things that I'm almost like sitting on. It's just a lot of stuff that I've taken from the library. And I think you probably, like some of the words that I have used this evening, you probably see that I've like underlined from books. Do you know what I mean? It's like very much that kind of energy, where it's like he's constantly just trying to get information and use it immediately.
Oh.
I think in Theo's corner, it's extremely bare. I think it's maybe a blanket, maybe a pillow. It's neither of them are particularly thick. I think anytime we come across a good bit of textile, he will make sure that it goes to Will or goes to Eddie, who need it. I think it's very much he gets the hand-me-downs of the hand-me-downs once they are done with them, because he doesn't need them. He's tough, he's older, he doesn't need to be warm. That's fine. I think as he sits down, I think he feels like a sharp pain, probably on like in one of his back pockets, and he's like, ow, and pulls out kind of without showing you to, like a little gem. And he's like looking around. It's like, you see he's confused. I think he lifts up a little floorboard just in his little corner and puts it in. In there you see a few little things, just trinkets, bits that he's taken, nothing of significant value, and a little notebook that you see he takes out and bookmarked in there. You see he kind of opens. It's one of Eddie's drawings, I think. And it's of the 3 of us. And I think Princess Cecily is also there. But you see that he takes a little, I guess a fountain pen. I don't know what, a pencil probably.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes down found jewel in pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that there are other entries of like, spoke to so and so, they said they'd met me but I don't remember meeting them, you know, just little things that are like that Theo has found or repeating, little strange instances of things turning up in places he doesn't quite remember, pieces of information not quite lining up, and I think he started to write them down. And I think a few of the, you just see a few of the pages are just him writing Theodore and then Williams, Theodore Simons, Theodore Jones, and just like can't quite decide on something. And he puts away the notebook, puts it back under the floorboard, and just like shakes himself and is like, well, good work everyone, another day spent doing good work.
Look, Here's the thing, Eddie, because we owe you an apology, both of us, because we didn't think that you'd be able to pull it off, but you did. You did excellent work.
It was very impressive.
I accept your apology. I want half a loaf to give the princess, please.
Oh, Princess Cecily can get food elsewhere. Surely.
She helped.
How about
How
two
about
slices?
we give her a quarter? Oh, I'd prefer that one actually. Yeah,
2 slices?
2 slices.
I looked to Princess Cecily.
She's looking at a duck.
Yeah, I say 3 slices.
You know what? Just for you, Eddie, because you drive such an hard bargain. 3 slices it is.
That's how it's done. And yeah, I just take the 3 slices and I give it to Princess Cecily. Yeah.
Where did you go, Will, when we were in the house? How did you get the thorns on you?
Thorns? No. Just went for a stroll. Nothing particularly
Into a bush?
sort of, disadvantageous happened. What?
Just you had sticks and twigs in your hair and your hat.
Oh no, just because went for a stroll, saw some bushes, thought I'd give
Jumped
the
in the
roses a
bushes?
smell. No.
Fell in?
No. Fall in me? No, I'm too agile for that. I'm like a jungle cat. I'm graceful, like a gazelle.
What did happen to your shirt earlier, by the way?
My shirt. Here's the thing, Theo. Got into a fight, which I won, obviously, and yeah, that's
who's fighting you? You're too little. Who's fighting
some big
you?
lad. No, some big lad.
Big lad fought you? You tell me
yeah.
his name.
I wish I knew. And
Where'd you see him?
Around.
It's one of them curly boys.
Yep. It's one of them curly boys.
Next time I see them.
Look, no, because that's not fair. Because
Hey,
yeah,
you got into a fight with a bigger lad. You are little. That is not on.
What? No, but I'm strong though. Because
You're not that strong, Will.
All right, I'm
Still
strong.
only little.
I'm not that little. All right, I'm actually. I acknowledge that I'm medium sized for my age, maybe small, but I reckon I'm going to have a growth spurt. I'm going to be taller than you, I reckon.
All that said, it's still not on that you got into a fight. You got to be more careful.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll definitely be more careful. That is a lesson I've learned.
You promise?
Yeah, 100%. That is, yep.
They treat you all right at that library, are they? They're not taking advantage.
No. They're all right.
You promise me?
Yeah, no. Like, Mrs. Cleo treats me good, and Mr. John he's got amazing ideas. So it's good. Yeah.
All right. I worry about you two at the big city all on your own.
You don't need to worry about us. We're independent.
Well, she said.
Right. Maybe I shouldn't be so worried. Got 2 independent people on my hands. Not kids much longer, are you?
About to be 13.
Bless yous. Well, best off to bed then.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think before people go to bed, like I'll wait till I think Theo is asleep, and then I will maybe unsubtly be like, "Well,
Hey, Eddie. We talked about how a stage whisper is actually not a very efficient. No, I can hear. Yeah, all right. Yeah, say what you need to say. I just think you should learn how to actually properly whisper because your whispers are quite theatrical. They're loud still.
I sort of go, and I just get up and go next to Will's bed, essentially, and I sort of like snuggle in with him. Well, I'm worried about Theo.
No, you don't need to be worried. It's all right. He's fine.
He forgot what my favourite sweets are.
Did he?
Bought sweets for me today. He said they were my favourite, and he didn't get them. My favourites are rhubarb and custard, and he got like humbugs and stuff, and he knows I don't like them.
Well, you know, he's tired, isn't he? He's been working really hard recently, so it's nothing for you to worry about. He's fine. I'm gonna make sure that we get him some we'll get him some omega-3. I've heard fish oil is good for your memory, so we'll make sure to get him some supplements.
You'll go make him see omega-3, and he'll be better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay. It's just that I worry that he might forget us. What if like one day he goes out and then he doesn't come back?
I think there's a long silence. At least it feels like a really long silence to Will as you kind of say that, and he kind of wrestles with that thought, and then eventually he sort of like squeezes you like much tighter, like pulls you in close to him and goes, "No, that never happened. He'd never forget us."
Okay. Thank you for also causing the distraction earlier. I knew it was you.
All right, let's just don't tell Theo. All right, just how about we keep that between the two of us?
Our little secret. Shh.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, but a real secret, not one of your secrets, not like a stage whisper secret, like a secret that you tell Princess Cecily, and then she tells everyone she can't actually speak to human beings. So
Princess Cecily is very good at keeping secrets.
Well, okay, because a couple of times you said, "Oh, well, no, actually, Princess Cecily told everyone." And well, look, I just think you need to get your story straight.
Okay, well, Princess Cecily, she tells her friend, and then she tells the whole court, and then I don't know the dynamics of the royal family of Urchins in all of London.
You know what? There is absolutely nothing that I can say to that. So, fine.
What do you say?
Sure. I get. You know what? I guess the sort of court intricacies of the pigeons of London are very complicated. But how about we just agree that this is between you and me and not them? All right?
Okay. All right.
Good.
All right. Good night. I don't move.
No, I just go good night, and I just like snuggle up into her.
Yeah.
Sleep falls. Well, there is a beam of moonlight that is somewhat just. I just like to throw out there that it's very much coming through the hole in the roof, sort of hitting where your head is. You can hear after a while Eddie's sort of breathing fully slow behind you. You can't really move. You're still fully dressed, and there is moonlight in your eyes.
I think as soon as I can hear that she is fully sleeping, and assuming that head contact works, right? It's in my hat. I'm going to. I don't think I need to take it out. I think I'm assuming I can just channel it through that. So I'm not going to move at all, but I will just concentrate on the letter that is currently in my hat, and so presumably touching my head, and try and see what I can glean from it.
Can I just clarify? Are you trying to glean like? Am I going to get a vision? Am I going to get some emotions from this letter? Or are you trying to read the letter through the psychic impression of someone else?
Hey, Fiona. It's called Yes and.
I know. I love it. Dear whom it may concern.
You know what? So I just remembered that I did not actually finish reading the letter.
You didn't read the letter at all.
I thought I read some of it.
Want to start with reading it, but
you
apparently
you saw it was from.
No.
I saw who it was from. You know what? Yeah.
Well,
you know
why
what?
can't he have a memory of the emotion of all the words that are expressed in the letter?
What if everything I said I didn't say?
I will say,
Yeah.
I think Eddie is a completely heavy sleeper, so I don't think you can make him
Yeah,
very
I
nervous
think you
with
can. I think you can read the letter without rousing us.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
yeah.
a really.
God.
I'm gonna do a really subtle, like Ross from Friends, moving of my arm out from Eddie so that I can read the letter first.
That's what the
And then I'll
moonlight is
channel
for,
later.
Folarin. The moonlight.
Moonlight.
I like how hard that we kind of backed you of like, yeah, Shamini, he should be able to do this. I was fully like ready to go to
Yeah,
battle.
I'm like,
not the
Will's
answer
just
to
using
everything, okay?
Will's just using his powers like in
It's your
brand new
normal
ways.
powers.
He's playing 4D chess, and we're here
Yeah.
just
Oh,
playing
yeah.
like tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
I'm reading through the memory of the person who put the. Hey.
Yeah.
Look, you can read, like, that's pretty magical to some people. Namely,
Of all of
Eddie.
us, you're
Eddie, yeah.
definitely the one that can read.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, well, you slowly slip an arm out from under Eddie, and inside your hat, a letter in an envelope that's been literally on your mind for some months now. You saw the outside of this unsealed envelope, and you saw that it was addressed to the orphanage. This envelope that you found in the house of the mysterious person who Jonathan implied was very charitable towards the revolutionary activities of the folks at the library. As you open it up, you see at the top of this letter the name of someone you remember from just a few years ago when you left that place, Sister Francesca. And at the bottom, you see, I think your eye probably skips ahead to what you want to know. Who is this person? And you see a name, not one that you're familiar with, Alexander Jarnby. And then you read the letter. It says, please find enclosed a check for the requested funds for the new water closets. I continue to have the greatest respect and appreciation for the work that yourself and your fellows are doing for these unfortunate children. You can be assured that Stephen, Pansy, Violet, and Charles are being well looked after. I hope that young John continues to recover. Yours sincerely, Alexander Jarnby.
Okay. The names Stephen, Pansy, and Charles.
And Violet. Did I mention Violet?
You did mention Violet.
Okay, good.
Oh, sorry, and Violet.
I would say that given the context, those are names that you remember from the orphanage of other children who were there while you were there.
Right. So, from reading that, it sounds fair to assume that we are in a situation where Alexander Jarnby,
Yep.
is basically saying that like these children are well.
Yeah.
Which feels like it's fair to assume then that he is in contact with, maybe even in sort of wardship of those children.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I would now like to see if I can use my power.
Now seems like a more sensible
Is he
idea.
lying? Is this a fake guardian?
To see if there is any. I think the fact that I'm seeing these children be mentioned, I think I'm looking specifically for memories connected to them.
Okay, as those words are being written,
Yeah.
maybe that's the kind of time that you're kind of aiming for with regards to the letter.
Yeah.
What would you? What will I set the DC at this to be? It's a little it's a little more specific than sort of being open to the vibes, because you're trying to sort of narrow down. So I'm
Yeah.
going to say 5. You need to roll a 5.
Okie dokie.
You can choose how many d6s to roll, and you can add adversity tokens.
How many adversity tokens you got?
I've got 1 adversity token. Yeah, 2d6 feel like it should be safe, but
Well, the average roll of 2d6 is 7.
that's the thing. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go for 2d6 and see what happens. Although these are the dice that I meant to replace, I forgot to in the break. So
If I'm going
Let's
to
see what
wake up and you're really sad because of whatever, I'm going to be like, oh no!
that's gonna be a 10.
Nice.
Ooh.
2 5s.
Nice. You run your fingers over this very nice paper with this sort of, relatively elegant handwriting. And particularly as you brush your fingers over where these names are, I think you get an overall sense of pride as a sort of memory from this letter. I don't think you don't see anything. You know your focus is on the letter. You have a sense of the ink being sort of drawn onto the paper, but the emotions are there. There's pride, there's determination, there's a sense of justice. There's a way in which these emotions of pride and determination and justice are somewhat familiar to you. You feel that it's similar to when people speak at the library and they're talking about what they want to do and why that is right and what they're going to do. And there are vibes of that off here, and that's associated particularly with these children's names as well. Perhaps even more so, as you sort of go over the beginnings of the first couple of names. There's this particular sort of excitement around, like, yes, we can do this. But when you get to the last name, there was a question about John being recovering. You get a little hint of anger, disappointment, frustration. There's not so many positive feelings there.
Okay, so I get all of these feelings. I don't get any images. It sounds like you're saying there was no like specific memories or images that I see.
No, other than the sort of feel of the ink going onto the paper, the sort of shapes of different curls as the script is written.
As I think about the idea of sort of Jonathan, you said recovering. Does that correspond with anything I know about Jonathan? The idea of him being ill?
No. It's so the letter said John.
Sorry, John. Oh,
or whether that's the same.
Okay.
Jonathan is not a well-looking person, but he hasn't been ill recently that you know of.
Interesting.
What were all the names in the letter? They were
Stephen, Pansy, Charles, Violet.
Yeah.
And then John at the end.
And John at the end. Stephen,
John?
Pansy, Charles, Violet, and John.
John,
Yeah.
yeah.
From Alexander John B to Sister Francesca.
Exactly.
Okey dokey.
Pull
I am
back up.
going to. I think as I feel sort of this like really heady mix of emotions, I think I just kind of like go further into my corner, and you just sort of see me writing, like sort of long into the night. And I think you kind of see the way that my hand moves. It kind of moves with this feverish determination to just get out the feelings that I have onto the page. And I think if you were to look at this book that I'm writing into, it's almost a journal, but this journal that feels so disjointed because it's full of these like very contradictory emotions and memories and things that are not clearly of the same person, but are all written in the same handwriting. So it's almost just this mechanism of trying to process all these emotions. And then I think Will does that until he sort of falls asleep.
Lovely. And finally, the attic falls truly silent as everyone sleeps. And a new day dawns, sunlight peeping through the smog that hangs heavy over a London summer. It's a new dawn. It's a new day.
It's a new life.
And I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
For all of you. What would you like to do with yourselves?
I think I sort of hold on to this letter. I think this is kind of all that Will can think about right now, and I think he doesn't want to upset Eddie or like burden Eddie, but I think he's just gonna go up to Theo, and like kind of wordlessly like hand him the letter in the morning. And I imagine Theo wakes up earlier and maybe almost is like doing breakfast and is like being a sort of adult, and I think Will's just going to kind of go up to him as he's like doing some of that and just like hand him the letter and then watch.
Yeah, I'll read it through and just kind of look up at you and be like, "Where'd you get this?"
There's benefactor of the library. He's I delivered something to his house, and don't worry, no, I got it, but just got it.
Did you steal this letter?
I didn't steal. That's a woof. Ow.
Can you take it without asking?
Yeah, I did take it without asking. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you stole it.
Well, again, I just when you said took it without asking, I said,
Whose house
yeah.
was this?
That's the thing. I don't know his name. I know where he lives. I've delivered this stuff to him before. I don't know anything about him, and it all weird and mysterious. I don't know. And actually, someone else in the society was asking me about like who it was and where he lived, as if he doesn't know, but he should know. So it's all a bit weird.
Do you do your thing on the letter, the emotions and stuff?
Yeah, there's
What'd you get?
something weird. There's like pride there. There's like pride of like, oh, they're gonna do something. Like we're gonna set the world to right with these kids. That's what it felt like. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's a plan.
How much do I remember? How much do we remember of these? Of Stephen, Pansy, Charles, Violet, and John.
So you guys, when you were at the orphanage, the three of you were close then, and I think that's why, when you, I think, instigated by Theo, decided you wanted out, it was the three of you who were going, and there was never really any question of that.
Mm-hmm.
There was perhaps a sense of not being so friendly with the other kids, a little bit of sort of tension, a little bit of division there. Maybe you didn't feel like they liked you. Maybe you didn't like them. I don't think there's anything about these particular names that means anything to you any more than any other children who were there at that time. There are sort of variety of ages and types of people, you know.
Does this letter look like it's been sent?
No, it was unsealed and not like torn open, just like not sent yet, basically.
Right, so you were at this Alexander Jambi's house? Jambi's
Yeah.
house?
Yeah, I guess that's his name, but he's just, I don't know anything about him. I've never, like, no one's ever said his name. No one's ever really, like, mentioned him. It's just been a guy that I've had to send letters to, but just all feels a bit weird.
And he's got, what, Stephen Pansy and the others?
I reckon so.
Do we think that's a good thing?
Put it this way, I didn't feel any like negative emotions towards him, except maybe Jon. It was a bit more complicated. I don't think like anger. I don't think he'd be mean to him or anything, but I don't know. The rest of them, I reckon, would probably be fine.
No, they never gave us much mind when we were there. Do we think we owe them enough to check?
I mean, I reckon we don't need to put ourselves in unnecessary danger, but if they're in trouble, I think we owe it to them to just lend an helping hand, right?
We don't think they're really in trouble, do we?
Probably not, but it's worth just knowing for sure, right?
I guess bloody urchins got to stick together.
Urchins together, urchins forever.
That is the song that we sing at the beginning of the show.
Will turns to the camera and says, "Yes, that is the song that we sung beginning of the show."
Well, Eddie, you got to get up. I've got breakfast and
5 minutes.
Eddie, I think we got a job.
And sort of get up grumpily, like hair everywhere.
I thought you wanted a job.
I have a job. You are giving me another job. I can't do 2 jobs. That's illegal.
It's illegal. Oh,
Well,
you're so
actually-
right. That's illegal.
I wish
Just
it were
like-
bloody illegal.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I've probably fixed them both like toast. I imagine we've got like little fire with like little toast tongs and like
yeah.
like little scraps of marmalade that I've like found or nicked, like a jar of marmalade I nicked like 2 months ago.
Wow.
And I've spread that and was like, right, have you fill.
So delicious. I love marmalade. Sorry, carry on.
I do love marmalade. It's so good.
And I say, don't worry, Princess Cecily. I'll make sure you get one. Princess Cecily would also like some marmalade, please.
Fine, she can. I give the littlest dab of marmalade for Princess Cecily.
dear.
And as you do it, Will is literally watching, just like, make it smaller. Just make it smaller. Make it smaller.
She'll get upset if it's not big enough.
Yeah, but fine.
You don't need the. We could pick a battle.
Yeah, no, fine, you're right.
Pick up paddles. Yeah.
You can get more marmalade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just hand it over her, and I go, "What's the job?"
Well, you remember them kids from back when we were locked up? Well, in fact, I don't know. Will, why don't you explain it?
Basically, we just need to make sure that these kids are all, because, I don't know, we owe it to our fellow man to look out for one another.
Urchins stick together.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, wait. Are we going back to the orphanage then, or I don't want to go back?
No.
Okay. Cool. Whew.
We're never going back.
Mm-mm.
Like we agreed. No, this is we're going to a fancy house So we probably should decide how we get in, just because I didn't necessarily leave on the best terms last time I was there.
Will, you're gonna really need to expand on the details of that.
All right, let me tell you a story.
I imagine as Will tells the story.
we cut to outside of the house. Yeah.
We cut to the light well.
Yeah, you cut to a close up of a little like wrought iron spike on which like a little thread of Will's shirt is still.
And so I like gesture to it and I go, so like I said, as far as things go, could have gone a lot worse.
That could have gone a lot worse.
Right?
Fair enough. What do you reckon? Getting this way? Is the window still broken? Is there still an easy point of access here?
You didn't even like. To be fair, it was.
I don't think I broke it.
You didn't break it,
just
but you unlocked
jimmied
it.
it.
You didn't relock it.
Yeah, Jimmy
so
did.
it's
Yeah.
Easier,
Yeah.
if anything, to get in.
Great.
Yeah. But as you kind of do that, I go like, well, so hang on a second. So we're gonna break in, or are we gonna like, go in through the front door, or I could be a distraction. I could go to the front door. I could keep them occupied whilst you go in.
How about you? Have you got some kind? I reckon you go wander around. We wander around in the house, get in that way, see what we can spot, and if we get caught, you go and you say, "Oh, I've got a job from the library."
All right, I don't like your mocking tone.
Sorry,
I do have a job
I
from
got
the
to keep that in
library.
check. I am sorry. That's
Yeah,
not
because
fair.
they're good people over there, and they got fantastic ideas about the world.
Sure,
All right, yeah,
sure.
no, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go in.
So who's going where?
I think we're all just gonna
You're
go
all
in
just
the
gonna go in. Oh,
library.
right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go through Will's newfound way into to the place. Tell you what. Whilst they're discussing, can I get one of the pigeons to do like a fly around and just scout
Ooh.
to see if they see anything? Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to roll for me and just hit a 3?
Yep, I will. I'm just gonna roll one.
1d6.
Yeah, I'm just going 1d6. Yeah. What could possibly
1d6.
go
That'll
wrong?
be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Nothing could go wrong.
These dice don't explode, do they?
No.
Okay, no, it's a 6.
Nice.
What does our
Ooh.
pigeon see?
Um,
Morse code back to me,
Princess Cecily
Mhm.
takes to the air with a clatter, flies up,
Throw her up.
does it, comes back down. Yeah, well, Hugh, it's a nice place. I feel like they probably have really good marmalade in there. That was such good marmalade this
Oh,
morning.
it
by the
was,
way,
wasn't
can
it?
just
I thought
say?
so.
Oh, it was good stuff.
Okay,
Good
it's
stuff, Hugh.
Okay.
You know what they got back there?
What?
You know what they got? They got pigeons back there.
What? They got pigeons in the house?
No, not in the house.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah, everyone's always chasing us out of houses.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, try and go in a house. Like, you would not believe the
Look,
drama.
I got into so much trouble last time because you were in the house and I wasn't in the
I
house.
know, and I was
Mm.
like, just calm down, everyone. It's just a
Right.
pigeon in a house. Like,
Right.
what is oh, anyway,
So people are like
no.
scared. I don't. People are scared of you guys. I don't know why. You're so
I know.
nice.
No, they got him in cages back there.
Sorry, because in this moment we're just watching you literally just like cooing at a pigeon as the pigeon's cooing back. at you.
Also, this is the first time we're hearing Princess Cecily's voice.
So
Oh,
wait,
this is perfect.
they're in cages at the back of the house.
It looks like to me. Do you know what it looks like to me?
What does it look like to you?
It looks like there's food in those cages.
Are you saying they're trapping you in your the royal court?
No, I'm saying they're like feeding, other birds really good food, and like, why don't I get that?
Okay.
I
well,
got scraps of marmalade. I know it was good marmalade, but like, did you
I'm
see the
trying.
amount
This
I got?
pigeon is getting really ungrateful. 3 slices of bread and
They've become
marmalade.
accustomed to a certain
You kidding me,
lifestyle.
Princess Cecily? You're a London pigeon.
I'm just saying, it looks like all the food you can eat, like
Okay.
buffet type thing going on down there. Fancy
Okay.
birds, they are fancy here.
Oh,
fancy.
I've now understood what you mean by birds. Okay, great. Okay, right. Well, okay, but they don't seem to be anyone in there just now. There just seems to be a lot of food
And pigeons.
and pigeons inside the house.
Cages.
Oh, in
No.
cages.
In cages with the food.
Okay, where...
There's pigeons in cages with food.
sorry. Let me talk to my translator.
Eddie is the one in this relationship who's like, actually, I don't make any sense. The pigeon makes perfect sense, but it's me. I'm the one who's lost.
Yeah. And water.
Water. Where are the...
Places to nest. Yeah.
So, okay, sorry. Just to clarify for me, Eddie, who understands completely what's happening, the cages are
really
not
nice.
they're not in the house, but they're
No.
about. Where are the cages then?
Come back. Because
Right.
no one will let the pigeons in the house, as we've established.
I thought weirdly you were doing some sort of allegory of people being pigeons trapped in their own houses, and that's where all the food was.
Oh my god.
That's
Guys, this is
deep-
ruined.
some deep
We
shit.
need to end the stream because I'm dead.
It's
Okay.
not an allegory. It's not an allegory,
real.
Eddie, but I'm impressed that you know the word allegory.
Well, Will's
not
been
an allegory.
showing me his books,
That's
and
that's a pigeon and a 4-year-old saying this to each other.
okay.
Okay.
10. Yes, I say back to Will. Oh, no, anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think Princess Cecily, I think, has spotted a way that we can do some distraction if you need it. So I'm happy to try that if you guys want to. There's some cages at the back with some of her royal court in them. I think they're there happily, but I might take on a will and sort of like for the revolution.
What? So you,
Hmm?
they got pigeons in cages out the back, is what you're saying?
That's what the scouting report said from Princess Cecily.
Well, carrier pigeons.
Yeah, like messenger pigeons.
I turn back to Princess Cecily. Is that what they are, messenger pigeons? They carry messages?
I don't know. They might carry messages. They're fancy though. Fancy.
I turn back. Possibly first class, yes.
Right. Well, good intel. We'll check it out.
Okay.
Good job, Eddie.
All right. Who's gonna do the honors then of sort of Jimmy in that lock?
Well, seeing as it's your find.
Oh, yeah,
You
you're
do
right.
the
Yeah.
honors.
Yeah, actually, because I did it before, and pretty.
Then you
pretty
can do it
bloody
again.
good at it. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna go and try and give me the lock.
So we are in a lovely morning off Russell Square, standing outside a very fancy house,
Yep.
with plans to jump over the spiked fence into the light well and get back into the window. Sounds very doable. I think I will end tonight's session
That's
with a
fair.
roll. And I think that roll. I think the roll is a mixture of how well it goes and how well it goes in a way that doesn't attract attention.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Of
That
you
is
guys
reasonable.
Not so much opening the window. You managed it before. I think it's the getting down there.
Yeah, into the
Yeah,
overflow
no,
library.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. That makes sense.
Pictures for what kind of stat this would be. So this is kind of all of you doing it together. I would say, Will, you can lead it.
Mm-hmm.
But it will
I-
put as one.
This feels like grit.
Could well be a grit.
And I'm curious if maybe I could help lower the DC on this by causing a ruckus in the street so that passers-by
Yeah.
aren't paying attention to 2 children hopping the fence. I'm just like, I bump into like a
That would
well-to-do
make a
gentleman.
significant difference. I think just
Well,
yeah.
Here is my question really quickly.
Yeah.
will I be the one making this roll?
You
Or
could.
are you all making a roll?
I would like one person. I'd
Yeah.
probably like one person to make.
I think
to
Will
make a
could
roll.
make.
But you
the
could
roll.
each
Yeah.
make a roll for different things. Like you can make a roll for a distraction, make a roll for the sort of physical getting down there.
So, can I make the pitch?
Mm.
I'd like to make a brains roll.
Yeah.
With my basically being, it's me looking at this sort of fence, deducing where I think is going to be the easiest point of entry to get in, kind of look around and kind of going like, here is the point at which there's enough shadow that I'm probably not going to be seen as much, and also here is the kind of right angle that I'm going to need to approach this with, so that there's enough momentum to carry me over without too much difficulty.
I think it'll be a little harder with brains. It'll be a little bit of a higher DC. 'Cause
Sure.
I think that's a little like there's sort of challenges
The
that are
physical
harder to overcome with brains than it's probably easier to hop over a fence with your brawn than with your brains. But
How
yeah,
would you feel
roll
about
brains.
flight instead of brains?
I think flight works quite well here personally. I was going to pitch for flight actually.
Okay, I'd happily go for flight. I'm afraid of grit.
I'm afraid of grit.
I'm afraid of grit, but I'd have to go for flight.
Yeah. Okay. And Theo, are you causing a ruckus?
Yeah, so I want to find the most wayfish-looking man in the crowd, and just angle up so I'm like walking past him, and as I walk past, I just shoulder check him, and like basically just start a screaming fight between me and this man in the street. Like, "Oi, watch where you going!" You know, that kind of thing, just back and forth. And I assume this gentleman's like, "Oh, you would be a disgusting little urchin," and it's just a back and forth like that, and it draws a lot of attention.
Sorry, could you do that voice one more time? Because I missed it.
Oh, an urchin!
Excellent, great, got it that time, thank you.
Theo, will you roll me a charm check with a DC of 5?
What? Could it not be grit?
Nope.
No, you're trying to manipulate people and make them watch
I
you.
need to stop manipulating people with my bad charm.
Mhm.
What was the DC?
5.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's a 3. Plus a adversity token for 4.
Do you want to add the adversity token even if it doesn't? I mean, it just makes
Yeah,
it
'cause
fail
it-
less
well,
likely,
I
I suppose.
guess-
But I don't know if it make that. I don't think that makes sense.
I'd hold on to it.
All
I
right.
would as well.
Yeah.
You'll get
3.
one anyway for failing. So
Yeah.
3. That's true. I get one for failing. 3.
Yeah. Okay. You sort of check this person, and like they're not really like engaging with you. They're just trying to walk off. They're just like, okay, whatever. Like I'm gonna get on with my day. I don't want to fight with a scrawny teenager. Like I have better things to do. So they're not. They're moving away. They're not like making as big a scene as you like. It's not nothing, I would say.
And I just chase after them, scream like, "Oi! You
Yeah,
pay
okay.
attention to me!" Just really just trying to scream.
I think even just you screaming is going to draw people's attention. So I will say,
But maybe it takes me away from the just because I failed. It like takes me away from the
Yeah.
action.
okay. I will say that does still have an effect on Will's flight check. Will trying to get to quickly hop down and get Eddie down there as well. I will say it will lower.
Wait, hold on. Before you say the DC,
Yeah.
could you write the DC down on a piece of paper?
Okay, yeah. It's much more dramatic.
And then I roll,
Lord.
and then you throw it up.
That's very cool. Yeah, I like it.
Just because I like the drama of it.
Well, I wish to do that every time. It's wonderful.
Oh,
It's wonderful.
I think you
Okay.
don't even reveal it till next week. It could be like
This is the thing. I think,
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely
Like,
right.
yeah.
You are so smart, and I love it. Okay, I'm writing down. Whew.
which is like 10 billion DC.
10 billion before Christ.
Okay, I'm writing down a number here to get yourself and Eddie successfully whooped over the fence and clamber down.
What are you what's the die you're rolling?
I'm rolling a d12 plus
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Okay, so the number has been written. I'm
Yeah.
going to roll.
Oh no.
Stop laughing.
That's a 5. Which, that's not terrible. Okay, roll. And again, we can resolve this next week because the drama. I have a single adversity token.
Yeah.
So I have a 5 with the potential of making that a 6.
Okay.
That's where we're going to leave it tonight.
Oh my word.
I'm closing my notebook. Here's a little piece of
No.
paper I've added to my notebook so I don't lose it
Cool.
next week.
Woo!
Ooh, and with
Yay.
that, there we go. Chapter 2. Chapter
Everyone
2.
sounds so excited.
Oh.
Let's have an excited little urchin.
Urchins!
That's it.
It's this freeze frame as we're like going down like
What was the name of the song that we sing? Urchins stick together, urchins forever.
forever.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
my
to our eagle-eared viewers, they will notice that the cadence of that is, of course, Power Rangers Forever. Power Rangers Forever, which is where I got that from. Rangers Forever, Rangers Together. I think I said that wrong the first time, but there you go.
Smash cut to Shamini throwing away this piece of paper over the weekend. Like, why did you just write down 4?
Currently in my dad's study, so he's just going to be
So
like,
accurate.
"Where are my
Zach.
documents?"
What-
Ah,
What is this?
yeah.
Oh my
Or somehow the number that you've written down actually just unlocks everything, and it's like, how didn't I see it before? It's been 4 this whole time.
Four.
I've been 4 the
The whole time.
Right. Well, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to hear a little bit more about where we can find our lovely guests, and then we will do a little bit of a Patreon shout out and roll some dice and get a couple of people inserted into the world of the urchins. But first off, Zack, where have you emerged from?
I have emerged from the realms of peril
Oh.
and glory.
Oh, such a good place to emerge from.
It's a beautiful place to emerge from. It's a podcast with incredible storytelling using a variety of different TTRPG systems. We've got some throughline series like our Veil series, which is about to come back soon, which is like high fantasy, but it's a bit Discworld. It's a bit Arcano, magic-y stuff. We've got Liminal London, which if you like this series, it's London-based, it's modern day, but there's a whole magical underworld to things. Shamini is in that and is very good. If you'd like to find us, you can go to realmspod.com or search Realms of Peril and Glory wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Folarin, you have appeared
Hello.
magically.
I have appeared magically from the realm of Croydon. It is a wonderful place. And despite what anyone will say, gorgeous place, come visit. Go to IKEA, you have a great time. But if you're looking for me on the internet, you can find me on most social media sites as Akinmade. On some of those social media sites, that's one word. On others, it is A_King_Made. But just find my link tree, and that'll direct you to where you want to be.
Wonderful. We have been the RP Geeks. You're watching here. Perhaps you're watching on our YouTube channel live, perhaps from the future, perhaps on the RP Geeks podcast.
Hello, podcast listeners.
Oh, should we do some ASMR for them?
Yeah, a little
No.
bit. Pigeon ASMR. It's just like the rustling of feathers, some gentle cooing, wilting out of a rose bush.
Oh, blimey! Yeah.
Yeah. And the RP Geeks, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/RP Geeks, D&D. Probably. It's probably what
Yes.
it is. I
That's it.
expect.
Shamini, you've been doing this for how long?
Yeah. It's gonna be something like that, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it'd be something like that.
And every TTRPG session, we put some patrons into the story, against their will. It's great. What should we be rolling? Do you reckon, Fiona,
Well,
for this?
well, I will say we do have a brand new patron as of. I know they keep coming. So, Edane has joined us. Thank you so much, Edane. So yeah, where does Edane lie in the world of Urchins, do we think?
I mean, they've got to be a medium, right?
Ooh.
A rival.
A rival medium.
There.
Who's like that Madame M is more like Madame
Bad.
Much Fraud.
Much fraud.
Are you suggesting that Udane is not a fraud?
No,
yeah,
a
Edane is the
real
real deal.
medium who
Oh,
can
right,
actually
sorry.
contact
Real medium.
spirit.
Yeah,
Sorry, that should have been obvious. You said.
yeah, obviously.
Sorry.
I can't believe you'd even question
Yeah,
it, Shamini.
Sorry.
Really sorry, Edane. Very, my apologies. Yeah.
Incredible.
And then I will need a D20 and we'll re-roll the 20, if that is okay. Well, probably 19 and 20 so that Edane doesn't come again. So
Who's got it? Shall I?
go for it, yeah.
All right. 4.
4, 2, we have William. William is a recent patron as well. So where do we think William is in the world of Urchins?
William's one of them curly boys what beating up
What
on Will.
what are they, by the way?
I don't know. I just was reaching for
Is
a
it
name.
Curly or Pearly? I reckon
Curly is
Curly, yeah.
Curly.
Curly.
As in curly hair. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know why.
Okay,
Yeah.
Curly boy.
I don't
I
know why
do
that's
love-
where it went.
Sounds
but
very important.
the curly boys who are like.
But I will
imagine-
say, because I imagined that you said Curly, but if it was Pearly, then maybe they are the precursors to the Pearly Kings and Queens.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
putting that out there.
Maybe they're Curly and Pearly and
That's
boys.
it, exactly.
And
Exactly.
There is a
There is-
degradation of the pronunciation over the
There's
years.
some
until we end up
rivalry
with-
there. Like
Yeah.
William, probably the ringleader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beating up on
Beat
Will.
up Will.
Yeah,
Being a
he
little boy.
probably was William.
Because there can only be one
One.
name, there can only be one Will.
Yes.
in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually took the end of your name. You were formerly William.
Was.
Now.
Stolen EIA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's coming for the second L.
Yeah. Right.
I'll be
Soon
Will
you
with
will
one.
merely be Will. Will.
Oh dear.
Wait.
And then what?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Right. Well, if you've enjoyed this episode, please give this a like or a star or a subscribe, whatever it looks like, wherever you are right now. Like now is the time to go and express some appreciation. Pop
There are
something
14
encouraging
people
in a
watching the
comment.
stream right now. Each and every one of you, go hit the like
I
button
should hit
right
like.
now.
I-
There's
I-
only 3 likes.
I
That
haven't
means
hit
that
the
there
like.
are like 10 of you, 11 of you who haven't done it. Do it right now.
I've done it.
Thank you so much for watching, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And come and chat with us about the series if you've enjoyed it as well. You can chat with us on social media platforms such as Instagram and Blue Sky. We are at RPGeeksDND. Or you can come chat with us on our Discord. We've got a channel full of spoilers where you can theorize to your heart's content, and a channel with no spoilers where you can say cryptic things about pigeons and just don't give too much away.
Wink. Yeah, I will like every single
Worrying.
one of the ducks.
Is that duck alive or is it not alive?
Wink.
Wink.
What's that? It's dead. It's a dead duck.
What?
By the way. And with that, I think we'll wrap up. We will see you here next week. For those of you watching live, 7 p.m. UK time on youtube.com/RPGeeksDND. Have a lovely, lovely week, and we'll hope to see you there. Bye for now.
Bye.
Urchins.
Urchins.